How many realities are there? Are we going to see any connections to Doctor Strange? What if we see a multiversal war? All these questions and more answered in today's video. YouTubers, what's up? I'm unfortunately late, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel's upcoming series, What If? I'm going to be breaking down the trailers and giving an analysis on some details I found while watching them. I'm also going to be presenting a couple of theories I have about the series as a whole. Before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe if you're new. I post Marvel videos every 2 weeks. And without further ado, let's get into it and dare to ask the question, what if? So to start off, I want to talk about my theories about the show, what I think is going to happen. My first theory has to do with Doctor Strange. Now, if you watch the trailers of What If, you can see a pretty regular-looking Doctor Strange in all of them, as well as the evil variant of himself. I believe that the regular-looking Doctor Strange is actually the one that we all know and love from the main continuity timeline, aka Doctor Strange 2016, Infinity War, and Endgame. Now, the reason I believe this is because in one of the trailers, it almost appears that Strange is being forcefully thrust into this new reality. Some of my current thoughts is that the Ancient One may be who brought him into this universe, probably to deal with the evil variant of himself. Or it might have been the evil variant who brought him into this reality to kill him for whatever. So basically, I'm wondering if we're going to see our main continuity Strange being recruited by this version of the Ancient One to fight off the evil Strange, whatever he's doing. My main point is that I believe that What If is basically going to be Doctor Strange's introduction to the multiverse. It's going to introduce him to exactly what's happening and kind of be the precursor to the Multiverse of Madness, as well as set the stage for Spider-Man No Way Home. My second theory involves what was hinted at by the TVA and Immortus in Loki, the Multiversal War. Here's why. In a promotional poster released by Marvel Studios, we can clearly see each universe almost divided into their own rings, their own categories. For example, Thanos Armor Gamora and Vision Ultron are in their own ring, while Captain Carter and Hydra Stomper are in another. This heavily implies and shows that these universes are meant to be separate and unique. Yet, in the trailer, we clearly see Thanos Gamora alongside T'Challa Star-Lord in what appears to be a destroyed New York. And I think this clearly shows we will see reality hopping at some point in the show.
Who are you?
The name's Captain Carter.
Now, another thing we see in the trailer a lot is war. We see Killmonger assembling his troops, Ultron's drones flying out of the ground. We see all different types of battle. I believe this is all alluding to a huge war that's going to take place between all of the characters presented in the show. Also, in this scene, where one of the Melage is throwing a spear at a zombified Wanda, even though based on the trailers, she's not in that universe. Kind of proves my point. So for this half of the video, I wanted to go ahead and change gears and talk about the little details I found in the promotional pieces and trailers for the show. The first thing I want to discuss is the possibility of the Watcher narrating and guiding us through each episode. In the trailers, we see him as an overlooming presence kind of watching the events unfold. Another thing that we see in the trailers are the original scenes. For example, we see Iron Man in his cave smacking away at a piece of armor even though he should not be in that cave because Killmonger saved him. So my theory on this is that we're going to get the original scene at the beginning of the episode and have the Watcher say something along the lines of, do you remember whenever a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist got locked in a cave and had to make a suit of armor to get out? Well, what if, and insert whatever the what if is. I think this would be really interesting to hear from the Watcher each episode and kind of have him guide us through this circus freak show almost. Some notable Easter eggs I found was Red Guardian's shield being thrown by Black Widow, which confirms his appearance. A version of Yellow Jacket where he's wearing Ant-Man's helmet. What appears to be Black Widow assassinating Tony Stark and then subsequently being arrested by Nick Fury for it. There's also this scene where Vision Ultron is overlooming just like the Watcher, and I believe that implies that at some point he's going to understand and be able to reality hop. But as always, take everything I say with a grain of salt. A theory is just a theory. It could be true, it could be wrong, you never know. Aside from the details I mentioned, such as Red Guardian's shield and the Ant-Man Yellow Jacket, those are just objective observations I made. If you like this episode, be sure to like. Also, comment down below what you think is going to happen in the series. And if you're new here, consider subscribing as I post every 2 weeks. I appreciate you watching my videos, and I'll hopefully see you all next week. As always, I'm Agent Nerd Freak, and I'll see you later, Nerd Freaks.